Well, I tweeted out yesterday I thought the defense was – I said solid. It's okay. You said it was subpar. Before you and I go back and forth, Gene, what do you think of the defense? Solid, subpar, exceptional? Where do you fall on that scale?
F.
It's even worse than I said.
Okay.
And the reason I say F is because the expectation level is there, and I've seen things that happened last year that still continue to happen this year. The thing that's most annoying, if you guys have noticed this, the Browns are Mike Tyson when he was knocking everybody out. Mm-hmm. Mike Tyson was intimidating. His punches were brutal. He was lightning. He intimidated you. When you come off the bus, you look at him, you're like, he came out there in a towel and all black. You're like, this guy is going to kill someone. And 90% of the time, he was going to knock you out in the first round. That's the Cleveland Browns. They look the part. They're fast. They're aggressive. They play a certain style. And if they catch you, they can knock you out of a game in the first round. But the Cowboys realize what a lot of teams are going to start doing to the Browns defense. If you play ball control, if you don't go for monster massive plays, if you don't drop back and start throwing the ball all crazy, if you just methodically work the football, take what they give you, the longer that fight lasts, the more chance of you got to last the fight and win that round on technical points. And the Browns, if you notice, if they don't get you out on a 3 and out, the longer these series and drives go, their energy goes down.
Yep.
The guys start rotating in and out of the game. Then you start to say, well, where's Myles Garrett at? Where's Myles Garrett? Or where is the pressure? If you make them continuously work, they get tired and their spirit becomes deflated. Go back and watch last year. Teams that with veteran quarterbacks, the Broncos game, it looked like that. A lot of these games where the quarterback don't have crazy yards, but it's super effective. And the last thing before I turn it back to you guys is this. Jim Schwartz, you were tasked with coming with a different wrinkle. First series of that game, second series, 3-0. Dak Prescott is back there. He realizes that you got the double mug press coverage, right? He knows you're coming with the all-out blitz. You know what he does? He audibles to the double China route, post corner in the end zone, and he lines up Brandon Cooks wide open on Juan Thornhill. The thing is, you showed that blitz and didn't disguise it. And the Browns are great at just being like, we're better than you. We're gonna pull up, and you didn't disguise it. He made the audible, and he threw and stood in there, took the hit, and made a touchdown. You're gonna have to come with something where there's wrinkles back there. You can't just roll the ball out and say, I got Myles Garrett, and let's play man coverage all game. Because when you do that, you open yourself up for high risk, high reward. I didn't like the game plan, and I'm telling you, they still don't know how to cover a jet motion.
And a lot to bite off of what you just put out there, G. Number one, on that play where they got Cooks, that was a great play by Dak.
Great.
Because he saw it coming. He knew he was about to get smoked.
Million miles away.
And a lot of guys will kind of shot, they'll leave it. And I didn't think he was great yesterday. I thought he was okay. I wasn't one of his best games.
He's okay.
We've seen him play a lot better than that.
He missed some throws.
He missed some throws. But on that play, and it's easy to say, well, Cooks was wide open. Yeah, because of the play call, but he had to stay in there and wait till the last possible second for Cooks to come open, and that's tough. When you see that hit coming, it wasn't like it was from behind.
And he threw it before he was out of his break. He anticipated it.
Yes, exactly.
And you don't want to go back to the comparison thing, but those are the plays that really define top quarterback play.
That's right.
You can throw it with anticipation.
Yep. Wow. And that's what this guy's not doing.
Well, Deshaun Watson took a sack on fourth down. How do you take a sack on fourth down when the guys – we didn't even mention that before. He took a sack on fourth down from a guy coming in front of him. That should never happen. Yeah. You just chuck it up. It's fourth down.
And on that play, who cares? To Jason's point about time in the pocket, at 5.17 seconds before the ball was snapped to when he was sacked.
On that play?
On that fourth down play.
Yeah, that was inexcusable. By the way, who won? Did CeeDee Lamb have more catches than Judy and Cooper combined, right?
I mean, that's fine.
CeeDee had
Go ahead.
Yeah, CD had 5 receptions. Judy had 3. Cooper had 2.
Wow.
But CD also had 3 rushes. So he had more overall.
Nah, it doesn't
carries.
count.
Doesn't count.
But it was all those numbers were lower than we expected.
I mean, but they kind of like went away from him.
Yeah, it was weird.
He was cooking them early.
Yeah.
He had catches on all 3 corners, like within the first 2
On the
drops.
That one catch he had against Denzel Ward that was
That's
unbelievable.
insane.
He set them. See, that's a beautiful thing about what they did. When you're playing you're playing against the Browns defense. What that is they was working the jab. They was working the jab, keeping them at arm's length. They come out the first drive, hit CeeDee Lamb. They like, no, you got to think about that. They come hit him underneath. You got to think about that. Jet motion with CeeDee Lamb. You got to think. Now it kind of neutralizes you a little bit. You can't be as aggressive.
Yeah.
I like what the game plan was, and by the time that they already showed what they had, now the little stuff was open, the fullback stuff, and the bootlegs, and just. And
they ran the ball like. Their running numbers weren't gaudy, and they know
but they ran more with Zeke than I expected.
They ran with Zeke, and they were creative in how they used him. They kind of ran him in different ways and from different spots. And Zeke was fine. He played a perfectly decent game.
I don't know if CD had a catch in the second half.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, game was over after the punt return.
Well,
I'll tell you something I don't like, and maybe this is me being a curmudgeon. I'm usually not bothered by these type of things. But I hate the celebrating.
I'm with you.
When you're down by 20
When you're down 17 and you're doing this.
I mean,
like, come on,
what are you doing?
Yeah, I totally agree. And maybe we are the old man in the clouds.
Game, do whatever the hell you want. I don't care. But I'm down 20 points in the fourth quarter. I'm not doing no celebrating. I'm pissed.
I took somebody out on my NCAA college football game for doing that on accident. I was on my dynasty. We was losing. I said, "Get out of here. Coach, get him together." Matter of fact, I want to see you on Monday. Yeah, I'm a celebration guy. Look, dude, I got glasses on inside of a building.
That's right.
Like I'm all for the show and dog and pony show, but you gotta have some awareness, bro. You're strumming the instrument. They looking at you like, bro. We been took our foot off the gas. Like we been let you off the hook. We could have put 40 on y'all if we wanted to.
We broke down the band to put it in the truck.
By the way,
and you're out here strumming the guitar.
I am so pissed that Holmgren did not allow that guy to try that 71-yard field.
I'm with you.
I wanted to see it.
He made the 66.
I think he would have made it.
You know who was more pissed? The kicker.
Oh, yeah.
He was hot.
Evidently, this guy, and it's crazy because I lost a fantasy game because this dude had like 97 points as a kicker. By the way, we talk about the defense.
Yeah, I still got a couple thoughts on the defense.
The defense, in the half, you know their kicker has a monstrous leg.
Yeah.
You've seen it
Right.
up close to person. You let them get a deep comeback route of 15 yards
No
on the
excuse for
sideline.
that.
They didn't even have to use the timeout that they had.
I know. That's true.
I said, what are we asleep at the wheel?
Yes.
What was that?
Yeah. Yep.
Come on, Jim. What was that? And can we lump in the special teams? Hey, listen, they let a kick bounce inside the 21 time.
Yep.
Darden did a decent job in the first return, but after that, come on, Bubba. You can't give up. They've tried to get rid of special teams. And they're keeping it because you let people run it back. They're like, the data in the league is like, see? I told you the special teams weren't dead. The Browns keep giving up.
Yeah, they did.
What?
That was the first touchdown return.
It was a punt return. DJ Dallas had the first kick return.
Oh, right. Yeah.
A couple thoughts on the defense, though, real quick, guys.
Yeah.
So we talked about JOK. I've been on the JOK train all offseason expecting this massive second-year leap.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was even in the game till the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
he
he
made
was
a
a
tackle.
non-factor.
He was quiet in the first 3 quarters. He finished the game with 9 tackles, 6 solos, and a pass defended, but a very quiet.
No big plays, yeah.
Yeah. Myles Garrett had the strip sack in the first quarter.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure he made a play after that.
No,
And
that was a great play, but
it was an incredible
that,
play.
it
Yeah, he
was
beat Guyton.
nothing, yeah.
They highlighted it. He had the nice rip through, got nice leverage, bend the corner. But after that, he was quiet, and Dak had way more time in the pocket behind 2 rookie offensive linemen than Deshaun did with 1 non-starter offensive lineman.
Darius Smith did nothing.
Even though he had a sack.
Dalvin Tomlinson, I thought, put Dak Prescott into the crust of the earth on the second play of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, that was one of the most violent sacks I've seen in a while in terms of, like, clean hits. He was MIA after that. Quentin Jefferson, Shelby Harris, Mo Hurst, they played. Alex Wright, we didn't hear his name mentioned once.
Oh, my guy, Alex
That was
Wright.
your guy. The only time they ever mentioned his name was when he blew containment on a CeeDee Lamb sweep. It just was...
you were unblocked, bro. You were unblocked, and you ran right past it. Yeah.
It was sad. Did
Yeah.
Jordan Hicks play yesterday?
he finished a third on the team with 7 tackles, but you
was?
wouldn't, you wouldn't know.
He was there.
Yeah.
And that's my point. And when I said they played okay, they gave up the punt return touchdown. They held. I know Dallas went super vanilla in the second half.
Yeah, you
kinda
can't
just
talk
ran
about
out.
what they held them in the second half.
That's
Come
what I'm
on.
saying. I didn't think they were good. They were okay, but there was just so many times last year in these games where the defense bailed them out with big explosive plays,
Right.
game-changing plays.
And there was none of that.
And it just wasn't there.
No,
and
there was
that
no
was
impact.
disappointing.
There were no impact plays.
Especially because, real quick, G, last point, we talked about the home road split.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a good quarterback, bad quarterback split. I don't care where they play. I think it's kind of been debunked. Against bad quarterbacks, this
Well, we'll
defense
see.
eats.
We'll find out these next few
Yeah,
weeks,
next couple
right?
games.
Because they're playing some bad teams
But
on
that's
the road.
That's my working hypothesis
this is
now
pivotal.
moving forward. It wasn't home road. It was the quarterbacks they faced.
Watch McNuggets. You gonna watch when I tell you this. The rest of the year, if you don't go 3 and out, and you methodically work the ball and take what they give you, and don't get sacks, hold the ball, don't fumble, don't give turnovers. As that drive goes along, they begin to get deflated, and the more and more chances are that they're going to – think about it. How many times have you seen the Browns, they walk down the field on the Browns? They're getting 7. There's very few times when they walk down the field and they stop them inside the 20. They usually give up 7 points when that happens.